So it is progressing very slowly, setting up
Yes.
YouTube. Okay, so it
Yeah.
is halfway across the horizontal line now.
Yeah.
It still keeps going slowly. Okay, it's completed the line.
Yeah.
Now a picture of right. So now what's next?
It's already gone live. So now on the, so mine is right. I think yours is right as well. You know the X at the top to close the YouTube? Press that. On your right side at the top, or is it on your left side at the top?
That's
There
the
is
thing I can't
X.
see, Mataji.
Okay, so can you see your name with the YouTube sign at the top bar?
Shall I take a picture and send it to you what I can see?
No, no, no. Look, if you look at the top bar, it says My Zoom meeting 1. Second one is Zoom My Notes.
I can hear two voices now, Mataji. I can hear myself and I can hear you twice.
Yes, so you need to close YouTube. It's right at the top and the top bar. Just press that X. Right, go, go, go. Yes. No, 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 no. No. Yes, that one. Close it. Just close. Click on it. That's it. Done.
Oh,
Yes. And now, can you hear me twice or just once?
once. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
that's it.
I wish I just clicked on it. I clicked on it, but I hope I
Yeah.
remember what I clicked on.
Yeah, it's fine.
It was
You,
like an experiment I did, right? Just now.
yes, yeah.
So now
It
I
was
can't even remember what I clicked on because there were so many things on the top.
yeah, so you clicked on the YouTube link, but we can repeat next Friday. It's fine.
Next Friday.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we can have a fake meeting.
Yeah, we can do
Then we
that.
can try it. All right, dear.
Yes.
Thank you. My goodness, I am so thankful to you. I'm so relieved. You
No
don't know how
worries.
you don't know how this affects me.
No worries, Mataji. Don't stress so much.
I do.
It's a very minor thing. You'll
I
get
know,
it.
but you see, last week I really freaked out. I freaked
Yes.
out because that Mataji kept saying to me, Mataji, can you scroll up? Can you scroll up? And I kept hearing
Twice.
twice, everything twice. And I
Yeah.
was thinking, which voice should I listen to, you know?
Yes. It's just when you go live, you click the X on YouTube and close the YouTube. You just completely close it, come out because live is gone. It's
All
done.
right. All right. Thank you so much,
No
Mataji. I'll
worries.
let you go now.
Hare Krishna,
Thank you.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, Tagora Hari bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Shobana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hari bol. Can you see the verses on the screen?
I can, Mataji. I can.
Oh, good. Good. Thank you so much. I just wanted to double check. So what we can do while waiting for devotees. Are your reciters okay to recite today?
They said yes, yes.
We're online.
Oh, very good. Who do we have? We got Girish Prabhu is here.
Yes, Mataji.
Very nice. So we'll just wait until 7:45 and then we can start, okay?
Okay, no problem, Mataji.
Thank you so much. So I'll just do a bit of kirtan and then we will start. I've got my fan behind me. Is it affecting the audio, Shobana Mataji?
No, Mataji, you're loud and clear.
Ah, that's good. Okay. So.
Sorry, Girish Prabhuji, is Falguni Mataji with you?
Yes, well, she's in the car. We were serving Banu Maharaj from His Holiness Banu Maharaj. He's come from London to Birmingham today, and we were just serving him. So apologies, we were just a bit late joining.
No, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us despite your busy schedule. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Today's reciters are Falguni Mataji in Sanskrit and Girish Prabhuji for English, reciting from Canto 3, Chapter 30, verses 1 to 17. When you're ready, Falguni Mataji, please start with invocation 3 times. Thank you so much for joining. Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Text 1. Kapila Vacha. Tasya jano nunam nayam vedoru vikramam kalayamano pi balino vayor eva ganavale.
The personality of Godhead said, as a mass of clouds does not know the powerful influence of the wind, a person engaged in material consciousness does not know the powerful strength of the time factor by which he is being carried.
Yam yamartha mupadate dukhena sukha hetave tam dunoti bhagava tam dunopi bhagwan punan chochakti yet karte.
Whatever is produced by the materialist with great pain and labor for so-called happiness, the Supreme Personality as the time factor destroys, and for this reason, the conditioned soul laments.
Text 3. Yada druvasya dehasya sanu bandhasya durmati druvani manyate mohad gruha kshatra vashunicha.
The misguided materialist does not know that his very body is impermanent, and that the attractions of the home, land, and wealth, which are in relationship to that body, are also temporary. Out of ignorance only, he thinks that everything is permanent.
Jantur vaibhava etasmin yam yonim anuvrajit tasyam sa labhate nirvritim na virajyate.
The living entity, in whatever species of life he appears, finds a particular type of satisfaction in that species, and he is never averse to being situated in such a condition.
Narakasthopi deham vai na pumamstya tum ichhati narakyam nirvatru satyam deva maya vimohita.
The conditioned living entity is satisfied in his own particular species of life. While deluded by the covering influence of the illusionary energy, he feels little inclined to cast off his body, even when in hell, where he takes delight in hellish enjoyment.
Text 6. Atmajaya sutagara asu dravina bandhusu niruda mula hridaya atmanam bahu manyate.
Such satisfaction with one's standard of living is due to deep-rooted attraction for body, wife, home, children, animals, wealth, and friends. In such association, the conditioned soul thinks himself quite perfect.
Text 7. Sandahyamana sarvanga esham udvaha nadina karoti aviratman mudho duri tani durashya.
Although he's always burning with anxiety, such a fool always performs all kinds of mischievous activities with a hope which is never to be fulfilled, in order to maintain his so-called family and society.
Text 8. Akshi ta medriyaha strinam astinam cha mayaya raho rachi dayalapai sishu nam kala basinam.
He gives heart and senses to a woman who falsely charms him with Maya. He enjoys solitary embraces and talking with her, and he is enchanted by the sweet words of the small children.
Gruheshu kuta dharmeshu dukha tantreshva atantaritaha kurvan dukha pratikaram sukhavan manyate grahe.
The attached householder remains in his family life, which is full of diplomacy and politics, always spreading miseries and controlled by acts of sense gratification. He acts just to counteract the reactions of all his miseries, and if he can successfully counteract such miseries, he thinks that he is happy.
Text 10. Arthai apa ditay gurviya himsa yetas tatsa chatan pushnati yesham poshena seshadu bhuga yatye adaha swayam.
He secures money by committing violence here and there, and although he employs it in the service of his family, He himself eats only the little portion of the food thus purchased, and he goes to hell for those whom he earned the money in such an irregular way.
Vartayam lupiyamanayam aradyam punah lobhabhibhuto nihasatva parathe kurute spraham.
When he suffers reverses in his occupation, he tries again and again to improve himself, but when he is baffled in all attempts and is ruined, he accepts money from others because of excessive greed.
Text 12. Kutumba bharana kalpo manda bhagyo ratho dhyama shriya vihina kripano dhyayan shvasiti mudhadi.
Thus, the unfortunate man, unsuccessful in maintaining his family members, is bereft of all beauty. He always thinks of his failure, grieving very deeply.
Text 13. Evam swa bharana kalpam tat kala trayastatha nadriyante yatha purvam kinasha eva gojaram.
Seeing him unable to support them, his wife and others do not treat him with the same respect as before, even as miserly farmers do not accord to the same treatment to their old and worn-out oxen.
Text 14. Tatrapi ajata nirvedo priya mana swayam vrite jarayopata vairupyo marana bimu ko grahe.
The foolish family man does not become averse to family life, although he is maintained by those whom he once maintained. Deformed by the influence of old age, he prepares himself to meet ultimate death.
Text 15. Aste vamatyo panyastam graha pala iva haram ama yavye apra dithagnir alpha haro lipa chestita.
Thus he remains at home just like a pet dog and eats whatever is so neglectfully given to him. Afflicted with many illnesses, such as dyspepsia and loss of appetite, he eats only very small morsels of food, and he becomes an invalid who cannot work anymore.
Text 16. Vayu no krama totra kalpa smarudha nadika kasha swasa kritya saha kanthe gura gurya yate.
In that diseased condition, one's eyes bulge due to the pressure of air from within, and his glands become congested with mucus. He has difficulty breathing, and upon exhaling and inhaling, he produces a sound like grrr, grrr, and rattling within the throat.
Text 17. Shyana parisho chadabi parivitaha swabandhuhi vachya mano pina brute kala pasha vasam gata.
In this way, he becomes under the clutches of death and lies down, surrounded by lamenting friends and relatives. And although he wants to speak to them, he no longer can because he's under the control of time. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji and Mataji, for the very nice recitations. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So nice of you to join us today, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you all the devotees for kindly joining this evening to watch Srimad Bhagavatam and also giving this opportunity to speak a few words on Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, so before we enter into Srimad Bhagavatam, we should offer the Mangalacharya prayers. Om अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांशं श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांशम्। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकांत राधाकांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिविकासस्वामी इति नामिने। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। शृणुतां स्वकथाः कृष्णः पुण्यश्रवणकीर्तनः हृद्यन्तस्तु भद्राणि विनोति सुकृसतां। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवद् उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। एते चां सकलाः पुंसः कृष्णस्तु भगवान् स्वयम् इन्द्रारिव्याकुलं लोकं रुढियन्ति युगे युगे। इदं भागवतं नाम पुराणं ब्रह्मसंहितम् उत्तमं श्लोकचरितं चकार भगवान् ऋषिः निःश्रेयसाय लोकधन्यं स्वस्तये नमः। कृष्णे स्वदामोपगते धर्मज्ञानादिभिः सह खलु न शुषामेषा पुराणार्कोऽधिनोदितः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्घ्रये। अथ विश्वेश विश्वात्मन् विश्वमूर्ते स्वकेषु मे स्नेहपाशम् इमं चिन्तिदुःखं पाण्डुषुरिष्णुषु त्वयिमेनन्यविषयमतिर्मदपदया सकृत् प्रतिमुद्वाहतरद्धा गङ्ग्यवभूदन्वती। श्रीकृष्ण कृष्ण सकरुष्ण शुभावनिध्यप्राजन्यवंशदहनानपवर्धवीर्य गोविन्द गोद्विजसुरात्य हरावतार योगेश्वर अखिल गुरो भगवन् नमस्ते। योगेश्वर अखिल गुरो भगवन् नमस्ते। योगेश्वर अखिल गुरो भगवन् नमस्ते। कुलयामलवेनापि न स्वर्गं न पुनर्भवं भगवत्सङ्गसङ्गस्य मर्त्यानां किमुताशुषः। पुनश भूयात् भगवत्यनन्ते रतिः प्रसङ्गः सदाश्रयेषु महस्वयाम्याम् उप्यां सृष्टिं मैत्रस्य सर्वत्र नमो द्विजेभ्यः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनामिने गौरत्विषे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यमीश्वरं श्रीचैतन्यप्रभुं वन्दे बालोऽपि यदनुग्रहात् तरेणानमजग्राह व्याप्तं सिद्धान्तसागरं श्रीचैतन्यप्रभुं वन्दे यत्पादाश्रयविरितः संगृणाति आकृतात् अज्ञः सिद्धान्तसन्मनीम्। ॐ नमो भगवते राधा गोविन्दाय नमः। हरे कृष्ण। Thank you for meeting. Let me share my screen. So we are in Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 30. So this is the chapter name, description by Lord Kapila of adverse rotative activities, how the living entity stuck up into this material world, and what are his different kinds of perspective while he is in this material world. Okay, so in the last chapter, in the 29th chapter, Kapil Bhagavan described about the time factor. So that due to the time factor, everything will be in due course of time, everything will be ruined. So, and the Lord is the Kalena Avyakta Mutina. The time is the impersonal feature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, Ananto Antakaraha Kalaha Anadi Adikrud Avyayaha Janam Janena Janayan Marayan Mrutyunantakam. So that was so in the last chapter, just going to a bit continue there, he describes that one. So in due course of the eternal time factor has no beginning and no end. It is the representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the maker of the criminal world. It brings about the end of the phenomenal world. It carries on the work of creation by bringing one individual into existence from another. And likewise, it dissolves the universe by destroying even the Lord of Death, Yamaraja. So this is how powerful the eternal time. So here, further in the coming into the next chapter, he gives a glimpse of about the time feature. So mentioning that the time factor is so influenced that in the sky, the clouds are there, even though big clouds are there, by the power of the wind, they will all be blown. They will be blown again, they will be scattered. So likewise, the living entities in this material world, as soon as they accept the material body, in due course of time, it will be body. Sometimes some people will come together and later on, some people will be split again, new people will come into the life. Likewise, the journey will keep going on. So that when Kapila Bhagavan started, tasya janonam nayam veda Uru Vikramam. It is so powerful. Kalyamanopi bhalino vayoriva ghanavalihi. Vayoriva ghanavalihi. Ghanavalihi. All the bunch of all the clouds in the sky. They will all be blown by the wind. Likewise, everyone's life will be blown by the time factor in due course of time. That is for sure, as he was mentioning. And then further, a living entity here, as soon as he comes into the material existence, he works very hard to accumulate all the wealth, but works very hard to accumulate the wealth so that he wanted to use that wealth to become happy later on. But in due course of time, Lord will take all the money in a different way. And by looking at that, what is happening to his wealth, he will be crying, or he is not very happy. He laments about that money. Yam yam madham upadhatte dukkena sukhetave, dukkena sukhetave, tam tam dhunoti bhagavan, puman socheti yatkrute. And tam tam dhunoti bhagavan, he will take everything, all the money and everything, whatever he has accumulated. Puman socheti yatkrute. And then the living entity, Puman, or who is the conditioned soul, he will lament the conditions. And then further, when he was working here, why he works? So thinking that all temporary things as his permanent things. Yed adhruvasya dehasya sanubhandasi dhurmatihi. Dhurmatihi is the word is used. A misguided person. Dhurmatihi. His mind is not properly working. Misguided person. San, he thinks yed adhruvasya dehasya sanubhandasi dhurmatihi. And because though body is temporary, it is the adhruvasya, is temporary. And sa dehasya of the body, and sa anubhandasya, anything which is associating with the body, they're all temporary only. But what he thinks, dhruvani manyate, he thinks it is the permanent. By what? Moha, by the illusion. Moha, because of the ignorance. And also, gruha kshetra vasunicha, and the house, and gruha kshetra. Kshetra is the land or the fields. Gruha kshetra vasuni, the wealth, everything. Okay, likewise, he thinks these are all permanent, but actually the body itself is temporary, and anything related to the body, bodily relationships, everything are also temporary. So in such a way, in the last session it was covered. So today we are going to enter into the chapter, shloka number 4, third canto, chapter 30 and verse number 4. We are covering 4, 5, 6 and 7, 4 shlokas here. So here, Kapil Bhagavan describes that a living entity, he might have got so many desires, and in order to fulfill all those desires, sometimes he may accept a cat body, sometimes a dog body, to fulfill all those desires. And then further advance, like maybe cow body, further advance coming to the human life. But even though he is going through different kinds of pains, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Dosha, and the hunger and the thirst, they will trigger the living entity, so that he has to work very hard. So even the whatever the body he takes, and he thinks that he is happy, and he will never ever get detachment with the body. It doesn't matter if the body is even though in hellish condition, he is always feels happy. Okay, likewise, is Kapil Bhagavan is saying. Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 30, verse number 4. Janturvaibhava etasmin yam yonim anurajhet tasyam salabhate nivritum na virijjate. Nivritim na virijjate. It will never ever be nivritim, is satisfaction. Na virijjate. He will never ever get that detachment with those bodies. Janturvai bhava etasmin, the living entity, certainly, bhave, in the worldly existence, etasmin, and whatever the body he has got in this world. Janturvai bhava etasmin, yam yonim anurajet, whatever the species, wherever, in whatever the, whether it is a cat mother, dog mother, in whatever the mother, he takes birth there. Yam yonim is the species. Anurajet, he may obtain. Tasyam salabhate, and in those living conditions, if he takes birth in the cat family or a dog family, any family, he is always salabhate. As soon as he obtains that family, and in everything navirijate, he is always satisfied there. He does not want to leave that family. He thinks that I'm very happy there. Nivritim navirijate. He will never ever get detachment. Janturai bhavaye tasmin yam yonim anurajet tasyam salabhate nivritim na virijjate. Yes, the translation. The living entity, in whatever species of the life he appears, finds a particular type of satisfaction in that species, and he is never averse to being situated in such a condition. But by Srila Prabhupada, can I request any devotee to read the purport, please?
Yes, please, Prabhuji, may I?
Yes.
Thank you. Purport. The satisfaction of the living entity in a particular type of body, even if it is most abominable, is called illusion. A man in a higher position may feel dissatisfaction with the standard of life of a lower grade man, but the lower grade man is satisfied in that position because of the spell of Maya, the external energy. Maya has two phases of activities. One is called Praksepatmika and the other is called Avaranantmika. Avaranantmika means covering and Praksepatmika means pulling down. In any condition of life, the materialistic person or animal will be satisfied because his knowledge is covered by the influence of Maya. In the lower grade or lower species of life, the development of consciousness is so poor that one cannot understand whether he is happy or distressed. This is called Avaranatmika. Even a hog who lives by eating stool finds himself happy, although a person in a higher mode of life sees that the hog is eating stool. How abominable that life is. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, very good. So this is a little bit of background in a pictorial representation. So Srimad Bhagavatam, say, time teaches, ignorance dilutes, and only devotion liberates. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu describing Bhagavatam to the devotees. Okay, so within this one, so a few slokas are covered in this picture. So the first one is the clouds, they are in the sky. They are blown by the wind, powerful wind. Wind is so powerful. Okay, that is example. In the similar way, living entity also. And a person, he accumulates the wealth and it will be taken by in due course of time, Lord will take out everything. And then he laments. And then all the house, land, and the Gruha Kshetra, so these are all temporary. But he thinks it is permanent. Again, the fourth picture, what are the living entities? Either aquatics, or birds, or animals, or human society. He feels always satisfied there. He does not want. Okay, so that is a little bit of a beautiful picture, just for picture representation for this shlokas. So coming back to here, so the satisfaction of the living in a particular type of body, even if it is most abominable, is called illusion. Because the living entities, once he has done so many mistakes or sinful activities, once he has taken to the way that he will not feel dissatisfaction. Means the living entity has, it will be taken by the Yamadharmaraja's soldiers and then going to the hell. There they will give all the punishments so that he has got enough experience of those hellish conditions. And then they will be, once again, he will be brought back to this material world and make him to enter into particular type of body. So because he has got experience and then he feel very happy. So he will never ever get a detachment. So that kind of those statements will come later on. So that is, it is called illusion. A man in a higher position may feel dissatisfaction with the standard of life of a lower grade man, but the lower grade man is satisfied in that position because of the spell of Maya, the external energy. So this one, the satisfaction when we eat something, only the person who is eating, he only knows. But opposite person may be thinking why he is eating less or why he is eating more, but he does not know. But whoever is living in those conditions, he knows whether he is satisfied or not. But a person may be in the rich person, he may be thinking that poor person may not be happy because he does not have money. Let me give some charity. But actually, he is already happy there in his condition. He knows because Lord gives the intelligence for eating And ahara nidra bhayumaitanam cha samanyam hi etat pasubhihi naranam. It is common. Ahara nidra bhayumaitanam cha for the human beings and also the animal beings, pasubhihi. So, but here it is all because of he is satisfied in it because of the spell of Maya, the external energy. And the external energy, it is called it is exhibited in the two phases. One is the prakshepatmika. Prakshepatmika means it is the pulling down or throwing energy. Later on also in the second canto, where in the 9th chapter, Chatushloki Bhagavata, where Sukadeva Goswami describes that Prabhupada has given elaborate description of it. Rutyadhyam yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chalpmani tad vidyat atmano mayam yatha bhasu yatha tamaha. And anything which appears to be is not connecting to Krishna, that is Krishna's illusory energy. Out of those, one is throwing illusory energy, covering illusory energy. Covering means even though they are nearer to the Lord and temple and devotees, but the energy, covering illusory energy, does not allow them to enter into the pastimes of the Lord. It will not allow him to know the relationship between himself and the Lord because of his sinful activities. Until he come and serve the devotees or to the temple of Krishna by doing something, he will be covered. That is illusory energy, covering illusory energy. And prakshepatmika is a pulling down. So here he will be thrown far away from the Krishna and his devotees. This is but though they are covered in two kinds of situations. So throwing means again pulling down or throwing down. They will be far away, just like see some of the people living in the deserts, and they do not have any knowledge at all about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so but still in both scenarios, people who are covered by covering illusory energy and prakshepatmika or pulling down those both people are they are satisfied in that condition. That is either a materialistic person or animal will be satisfied because his knowledge is covered by the influence of mind. So in the lower grade or lower species of life, the development of consciousness is so poor that one cannot understand whether he is happy or distressed. So again, this consciousness, it is like a, we have got some, in the previously we have got one of the beautiful picture of it, where the conscious levels of consciousness is described. Let me just share that one as well. Initially, it is the inanimate matter, and later on, animated matter. The consciousness is inanimate matter, and then life symptoms appear. Sense of touch is the gradual ascending hierarchy of the consciousness. And then finally, it comes to so many like Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate. That kind of thing, when do that jnanam or knowledge would appear? When he come in contact with the devotees. So that happens from the human society onwards. And within the human society, if he takes an opportunity to come and associate with the devotee or the sadhus, then he will gradually learn and then further acquire the knowledge and progress further. Bhagavad Dharma, Pancharatri Dharma, and yajnas and sacrifices, he will engage for the pleasure of samsiddhir haritoshanam, for the pleasure of the Lord. Okay, that is going up to 33 levels. So once he comes into human society, that is at 11. Further 20 levels are there. Okay, so here, these are the different grades. Again, it is described somehow in overall, like the Avrita, Mukulita, and the Vikasita, Purna Vikasita. So few of the consciousnesses are again broadly categorized. So for the plants, they do not have much consciousness, but they feel little pain within themselves when it is being chopped down or cut like that. But further living entities like cats and dogs, they will, but they do not remember their pain. Some of the entities, again, further gradually going up, that would vary. So the development of consciousness is so poor that one cannot understand whether he is happy or distressed when the illusion energy works. So this is called the avaranatmika, or covering illusion energy. Even a hog who lives by eating stool finds himself happy, although a person in a higher mode of life sees that the hog eating stool, oh, how abominable that life is. But hog, it is occupying hog body. So it knows what its food is and how to live. But other person may not know. So that is a little purport, a very beautiful purport here, explaining the condition of a living entity. Janturvai bhavaye tasmin yam yam yonim anurajet tasyam salabhate nivritim nagurijyate. And then further going to the next shloka, here it is an extension of the shloka, is that a living entity enter into even the hellish condition, even though hellish condition, but he does not want to leave, even though life is at very edges within that body, but that living entity does not want to leave that body. He wanted to occupy again. So sometimes we see when a person is died, and some people, they will burn the body because the body is no more useful. Even if he comes there, it will not be useful. Something like that, they will burn the body if he is left very early by suicidal thoughts and in different accidental ways like that. If body is no more, but that living it comes there and then cries. So here, sometimes even we see some of the animals like dogs going on a street, some vehicle come and then just going on top of the body. Half of the body is now ruined, but still it wanted to move and then it does not want to leave. And if we just give some food, it will take it and eat it. So that we could see some of the animals, many people would have got practical experience in that hellish conditions. Still, that soul does not want to leave. Okay, that is the statement Kapil Bhagavan saying, Narakastopi deham vai na puman tyaktumichyati narakyam nirutau satyam deva maya vimohitaha. Narakastopi deham vai. Narakastaha. In hell, in the hellish condition also, Narakastopi deham is the body is situated. Deham, body vai, indeed. Napumam tyaktum ichchati, and the person does not wish to leave that body. Napumam tyaktum ichchati, and narakyam nirutau satyam. Narakyam, this is the hellish enjoyment. Nirutau satyam, when it is existing. Deva maya vimohitaha. And here, by the illusionary energy of the Vishnu, that living entity is deluded. In such a way, he does not want to live. Narakastopi deham vai na pumam tyaktumichyati narakyam nirutau satyam deva maya vimohitaha. Translation: the conditioned living entity is satisfied in his own particular species of life, while deluded by the covering influence of the illusory energy. He feels little inclined to cast off his body. Even when in hell, he takes delight in hellish enjoyment. He takes delight in hellish enjoyment. A purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I request any other devotee to read the purport, please?
May I read, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Purport, Hare Krishna. It is said that once Indra, the king of heaven, was cursed by his spiritual master, Brahaspati, on account of his misbehavior, and he became a hog on this planet. After many days, when Brahma wanted to recall him to his heavenly kingdom, Indra, in the form of a hog, forgot everything of his royal position in the heavenly kingdom, and he refused to go back. This is the spell This is the spell of Maya. Even Indra forgets his heavenly standard of life and is satisfied with the standard of a hog's life. By the influence of Maya, the conditional soul becomes so affectionate toward his particular type of body that if he is offered, give up this body and immediately you will have a king's body. He will not agree. This attachment strongly affects all conditional living entities. Lord Krishna is personally canvassing, give up everything in this material world. Come to me, and I shall give you all protection. But we are not agreeable. We think we are quite all right. Why should we surrender unto Krishna and go back to his kingdom? This is called illusion or Maya. Everyone is satisfied with the standard of living, however abominable it may be. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So it is a once again beautiful example of Indra. So whenever Indra was entering, Indra was in the hall in Indra Sabha. So during the time he is enjoying all the dances, all the apsaras. So during that time Bruhaspati is entering, but Indra observes, but he is that spiritual master is coming, but he mostly observed other side and the sense enjoyment. And then within a moment, Bruhaspati understood that, and then he leaves back, he returns back, and then he disappears, and he does not appear in front of Indra. Immediately later on, Indra come to the senses. So that is very beautiful pastime. But now somewhere or other, so he was cursed, and then he was put up into the hog body here. But he refused to go back because during when Indra was into the hog body, there is no person in the position of Indra. So at that time, the universal affairs are bit not administered properly. So for that, Brahma again goes to Indra and asks him to come back. But Indra does not agree for that. He says that I am very happy here. Okay, but to occupy the position, one should perform 100 Ashwamedha yajnas. Then he will be eligible to occupy the Indra's throne. Okay, so this is the spell of Maya. Even Indra forgets his heavenly standard of life and is satisfied with the standard of hog's life. By the influence of the Maya, the conditioned soul becomes so affectionate towards his particular type of body that he is offered. So sometimes we see that my body is most. So for everyone, their body. Deha patya kalatradishu, atma sainyeshu, atasvapi, asatsu api. They're all temporary. Deha apatya kalatradishu. And in due course of time, the body is going to burn. Either it will be burnt into ashes, or it will be turned into the soil, or it will be eaten by the dogs and the cats, dogs and foxes. Again, when they eat, it will turn into the stool of other animal. Okay, that is the condition of your body. So that's why Yetavat Yeva Lokesmin Dehe Iha Dehinam. Krishna says to all of his friends, showing a tree, one has to live like this tree. As long as he lives, it is giving the fruits and flowers, shadow, twigs, and for the firewood, and so many living entities take the shelter of a tree, giving the example of a tree. So he says that. So one has to live like that. Pranaihi, addaihi, diya vacha, shreya acharanam chadal. All of one's life should live by performing auspicious activities for everyone. So here he is always affectionate to his body. So here very beautiful statements by Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita 16th chapter, Daivasri Bhagavad Yoga. There he says that Chintam aparimeyam cha pralayantam upashitaha. He is always in anxiety. Chintam aparimeyam cha aparimeyam, unlimited. Pralayantam upashitaha. Until he dies, he keep on thinking of something. Pralayantam upashitaha, upa-ashritaha. And for what? Kamopa bhoga parama etavad iti nishitaha. Let me enjoy. Kamopabhoga Parama Etavaditi Nishitaha. Ashapasha Satirbaddaha. So many desires. Ashapasa, he is caught by so many desires. Satirbaddaha, conditioned now. Kamakroda Parayana. When he is trying to fulfill those desires, he gets angry sometimes, gets frustration, and he becomes greed. He will be put up into so much of further anxieties. Kamakroda Parayana. These are three paths to the hell. Kama, one is the Kama, Krodha, Lobha. And so ihante kama bhogardham. So he wanted to enjoy in this material world. Anyayadhena sanchayan. Even though by illegal means, he wanted to accumulate. Illegal means he want to accumulate the wealth. This is the living in. And further, his condition is, today I have got this much of amount. Idam madhya maya labdham. Imam prapsye manoratham. My desires are getting fulfilled. Idam asti idam api me. And today I have this much. And bhavishyati punadhanam. In the future, it will develop. My house, it will be appreciated. It will yield so much if I sell the houses, anything like that. So instead, bhavishyati punadhanam. Aso maya hatasyatruhu. Now my previous enemies were killed. Hanishyecha aparanapi. Ishwaroham aham bhogi. And I am the Lord. Ishwaro aham bhogi. I am the enjoyer. Siddhoham, I have achieved many things. Balavan, I am the powerful. Sukhi, I am the enjoyer likewise. Adjo abhijanavan asmi. Ko anyo asti sadrusho maya. Yakshe dasyami modisha. Iti ajnana vimohitaha. In such a bewildered and in mode of ignorance, he thinks all so many plans for the future. Okay? And then what happens to Aneka Chitta Vibhranta Moha Jala Samavritaha. Moha Jala, it is a net of illusion. Aneka Chitta Vibhranta, so many of thoughts and about future plans. And Prasaktaha Kama Bhogeshu Patanti Narake Asuchau. He will fall into the unclean, the hell. Patanti Narake Asuchau. Naraka is hell and Asucha is unclean. So in such a way, he fall down into lowest species of life, into the hellish condition. Okay, that is the living entity. So many desires. They are influence of Maya. The conditions will become so affectionate towards his body, his particular type of body, that if he is offered. So even if you say that you give up this body, you will get a king's body, but he will not agree. For example, if someone comes to us from the higher planet, say, give up this body, we'll take you there. Most of people, they do not agree. I have my home here, my family here, everyone are here. That's the way. They do not agree. So this attachment strongly affects all conditioned living entities. That is the attachment, the Hriday Grandhi. Bhijyate Hriday Grandhi Sijjante Sarva Samsayaha Chiyanti Chasi Karmani Drushta Evatmanishware. Drushta Evatmanishware. As soon as that knot, the strong attachment, it cuts with this body and entangle anything associated with the body, then if you would see everything as it is in a transparent way. Drushta Eva Atmani Ishware. So that is what happens when one gains the knowledge. And Lord Krishna is personally canvassing, give up everything in this material world, come to me and I shall give you all protection. Sarva dharman paritijya mam ekam sharanam gaja. Only surrender unto me. Give up everything. So likewise, Krishna canvasses. Sarva dharman paritijya mam ekam sharanam gaja. Aham tvam sarva papibhyo mokshishyami ma suchaha. Do not worry, I will protect you. I will give shelter. Mokshishyami ma asuchaha. Ma suchaha. Do not worry. Ma means do not. Suchaha means worry. So, but we are not agreeable. We think we are quite all right. Why should we surrender unto Krishna and go back to his kingdom? This is called illusion or Maya. Everyone is satisfied with his standard of living, however abominable it may be. sometimes it bewilders many people. Again, as long as we are hearing Bhagavatam, we realize that again, once we go out of the session, again going into the family and everyone else, if they are not proper, not in the devotional service, then they forget everything. Okay, that is the illusion or Maya. Okay, so that is from Narakastopi Deham by Napumantyukti Michati, Narakyam Niruto Satyam, Deva Maya Vimohita. Even in the hellish condition, they will make so many plans. Okay, I will come out, I will do this one, I will do that. Like, yes, so we shall move to the next shloka. And here, how he feels so much of happy and how he is deep rooted, thinking that everything belongs to me. Likewise, Kapil Bhagavan says, Atmajaya Sutagara, Vasudravina Bandhushu, Nirodhamula Hrudaya, Atmanam Bahumanyate, Atmajaya Sutagara. Atma Jaya Sutagara. Atma is the body, Jaya is wife, Suta children, Agara the home, Pasu animals, Dravina wealth, Bandhushu in friends and relatives. And having all of these things, Niroda Mola Hridaya, deep rooted in his heart, Atmanam, and then Atmanam Bahumanyate. I am very much satisfied here. Bahumanyate, I am most fortunate. He thinks himself very high. Bahumanyate, that is the person who has got entanglement with all the relatives, home, body, everything. Atmajaya Sutagara, Pasudravina Bandhushu, Nirodha Mola Hridaya, Atmanum Bahumanyate. The translation. Such satisfaction with one's standard of living is due to deep-rooted attraction for body, wife, home, children, animals, wealth, and friends. In such association, the conditioned soul thinks himself quite perfect. So this is again, this shloka is the number 6, having some children and then some of Pasu, Dravina, Bandhushu, so many of wife and children, here the land, so many of those things. We come back to here for the purport. So purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can you request any other devotee to read the purport, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, may I read please?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Purport. This so-called perfection of human life is a concoction. Therefore, it is said that the materialist, however materially qualified he may be, is worthless because he is hovering on the mental plane, which will drag him again to the material existence of temporary life. One who acts on the mental plane cannot get promotion to the spiritual. Such a person is always sure to glide down again to material life. In the association of so-called society, friendship, and love, the conditioned soul appears completely satisfied. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Yes, this is so-called perfection of human life. Some people in the society, they say some word, Anubhavinchu Raja, you are the king, enjoy, like that. Likewise, some of the atheistic people, Runam Krutva Bhutam Bhuvet, Yavad Jivet, Sukum Jivet, Dehi Bhasmi Bhotasya Dehasya, Bhasmi Bhotasya Bhasmi Dehasya, sorry, Bhasmi Bhotasya Dehasya, Kutaha Punaraghamuno Bhavet, this Charvaka Muni, he says that even though you just borrow money and then buy ghee and then prepare nice palatable dishes and enjoy, live life happily, Anubhavinchu Raja, enjoy life. Okay, that is again, it is a foolish condition because one has to acknowledge the life force, how long it would exist within the body, what happens when he leaves. So, okay, so therefore it is said that materialist, however materially qualified he may be, is worthless because he is hovering on the mental plane. They will never ever be satisfied. Manoratena dhavati asato bahihi. It will pull him. So because of that, Hara bhaktasya kuta mahadgunaha. How can any good qualities would exist in those people? Because his mind is pulled by the materialistic things. He would not have any good qualities as long as he is engaging in the sense gratification, hovering on the mental plane. Manoratena dhavati asato bhakihi. So which will drag him again to the material existence of the temporary life. This is the pulling down. Yep. This is prakshepatmika energy, illusory energy. It's pulling down. Instead of going, sometimes we would see that whenever he's spiritually progressing, so he may be offered by good comforts and so many other things to pull down. So friends may come and so let us go here and there, and family also pulling down. Sometimes we would see that one. Okay, so here that is illusory energy of the Lord, but our scripture says that be disciplined. Be disciplined in a day-to-day life. It will keep you in the regulated life. And when the time passes, when you are not useful for all other people, they only leave you. So then you will progress spiritually further more and more. Automatically, in due course, certain people will come together. Sometimes they will go away. They will be separated, all in the course of time. See, one who acts on the mental plane cannot get promotion to the spiritual. Such a person is always sure to glide down again to material life. That's why satsangan that is tato dussangam musrujha tato dussangam musrujha satsu sajjetu buddhiman santa eva sachindanti manovyasangam muktibihi. By giving up all other mental speculations and giving up bad associated with the devotees, then if you engage in the devotional life, then he will become perfect. Tato dussangam musrujha satsu sajjetu buddhiman. He is called buddhiman. He is a devotee. Otherwise, he will glide down to the material life in association of so-called society, friendship, and love, and conditioned soul appears completely satisfied. In the beginning of the creation, Brahma says in the Tavad Bhayam Dravina Deha Sukhra Nimittam Shokaha Spruho Paribho Vipulasha Logaha Tavan Mameti Asad Avagraha Ati Moolam Yavanante Ingrim Abhyam Pravunita Lokaha. He is always suffers. Tavad Bhayam Dravina Deha Suhra Nimittam, for the sake of family and friends. Shokaha Spruha Paribho Vipulasha Lobaha. Lobaha. So many of those qualities are being described. Lobaha, Paribhavaha, Vipulasha. And until he comes to the lotus feet of the Lord, he will be keep on routine all those things. Tavad Bhayam Dravina Deha Suhra Nimittam. Shokaha Spruha Paribho Vipulasha. Lobaha. Tavan mameti. Asad avagraha atti moolam. Atti moolam. He is always hankering for those things. Asad, for the what? Asad, which is the temporary. Asad avagraha atti moolam. And thinking that aham mameti, everything, this is me, everything belongs to me, all my friends, family, house, and all these things. Yavanna tengrim abhyam praudita lokaha. Until they come to the shelter of your lotus feet. Otherwise, he has to rot in this material world. Brahma, he prays to the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. And they do not take, sometimes we see, when Krishna Katha is going there, they do not come here, and then they will go away. Okay, so again, that is illusory energy of the Lord. So they, Dhaivena te hatadhyo bhavataha prasangat sarva ashubha vopshamanat vimukendriyaye kurvanti kamasu kalesa lavayadhena lobhabhibhoto manasu akushla nisheshwar. For a little bit of enjoyment, they will keep the eternal life as a stake. That is, Dhaivena te hatadhyo. Their intelligence is lost by Daivena, by the illusion energy of the Lord. Daivena hatedhyo bhavataha prasangat. Sarva Ashubha Vopushamanat Vimukendriyaye. And oh my dear Lord, you have spoken so many of instructions to everyone in the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, in many places, but they do not take, which with those hearings, whoever hears, then automatically he will be relieved from Sarva Ashubha Upashamanad Vimukendriyaye. So it will relieve, Krishna Katha would relieve one from all kinds of miseries. It is a practical, but one has to admit himself, surrender himself completely, faithfully to the Lord, with full conviction. Then he would not be affected by the Sarva Ashubha, any kinds of inauspicious things. So here, but a living entity, conditioned soul appears completely satisfied. That is his condition. So there, Atma Jaya Sudagara, Pasudravina Bandashu, Niroda Mola Pradaya, Atmanum Bahumanyate. He thinks he is always satisfied. So for that, he works very, very hard. Very hard. It is again describes that Agni Apruta Ardhakarana Nisi Nisyayana Nana Manorada Dhyakshana Bhagna Nidraha. There it is day and night. Agni Apruta Ardhakarana Nisi Nisyayana Nana Manorada Dhyakshana Bhagna Nidraha. He does not even get sleep in the nights because he is always working day and night. If I work more, I will get some additional money so I can feed family. In such a way, he was, but he doesn't know that everyone will be fed by the Lord if he is depending on the Lord. So that is the even the great sages also. Daivardha Hachana Rushiopi Deva Vishmasvanga Vimuka Iha Samsarenti. If they do not, even the sages also, if they do not take to the Krishna Katha, they will also come back to this metal pool again. Yeah, that is the Krishna Katha is so powerful. Yasyam Vaishri Mayanam Krishne Paramapurushe Bhaktirutpadyate Pumsaha Shoka Moha Bhayapaha. Once we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, it will clear out illusion, lamentation, Shoka Moha Bhaya, the fearfulness. Those three will not be there in one's life. Taking the shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, that is from this shloka. And then in the 7th shloka, in such a way, a conditioned soul, he is always bit anxiety, more anxiety. How can I feed my family? How can I earn money? Likewise, just like when Mrugari was asked by Narada Muni to give up your profession, and then if you take japa and then do chant, keep Tulsi in front of you and do japa, and then become a devotee. So Lord will send all the food. But initially he was bewildered. If I give up my bow and arrows and this knife and sword, all those stuff, which are which are the tools for my livelihood, to earn my livelihood. But later, because he has heard the instruction of a sadhu, the devotee, the Narada Muni, that's why he was able to change his life. But we do not agree for that one. If sadhus, if Krishna conscious devotees go there and then please come and eat prasadam, chant and sing and dance, they do not agree. They do not agree. But Mrugari agreed it. A simple, this is Arjavena. Arjavena, Arisanghena. One should have simple heart, simple mind. No need to think very complex, this one, whatever, and those things. Or this is when they come, if a person is simple-hearted, then Arya Sangena, in the association of the devotees, then he will develop. Adhyatmika Anushravanad Nama Sankirtanachame Arjavena Arya Sanghena Nidham Kriya Tadha. So likewise, Kapil Bhagavan describes how one has to elevate. So here, he is always in the anxiety. How can I feed my family? So the 7th shloka. Sandahyamana sarvanga yesham udvahanadhinam karoti aviritam mudho duritani dhurasayah. Sandahyamana sarvanga. So burning all, angaha, all his limbs. Yesham, these family members, Udvahana for maintaining them. This is the in order to maintain those things, one will work day or night. Even the retirement is coming, he will extend his retirement by changing numbers in the certificate. Sometimes we see in the olden days, people, they would update the date of birth. They used to say that I have worked 10 years more than what I needed. But actually you have worked, but you did not work for yourself to go back to God, back to home. Unnecessary, this is, there are a few different kinds of animalistic natures are described. But here, for the sake of family members, he always burning all his limbs. In such a way, he works day and night. And karoti aviritam mudho, and karoti, he performs aviritam always, modaha. Modaha is the fool. Duritani and sinful activities, durasaya, evil-minded. He will try to accumulate money in a shortcuts. And he does not want to show in the money in the taxes. Somewhere or other he wanted. That is so many other things like he will do, which may be going beyond the law. Duritani durasaya. Whereas once Kadama Prajapati, in order to get a wife, he meditated for 10,000 years on the Lord. He says, Durasaya Kama Dubhangri Pasya. In order to get a wife, I have meditated 10. But he says himself as, I am Durasaya. I have got very unacceptable desires like that. It's having good wife. But that is not big. But he meditated for 10,000 years for the Lord. And Lord has appeared. He was pleased. Okay, but here materialistic person, with all these things, he's all burning his limbs. He works day and night very hard. A translation. Although he is always burning with anxiety, such a fool always performs all kinds of mischievous activities with a hope which is never to be fulfilled in order to maintain his so-called family and society. Okay, purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Can I request that devotee to read the
Prabhuji, can I read Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. It is said that it is easier to maintain a great empire than to maintain a small family, especially in these days when the influences of Kali Yuga is so strong that everyone is harassed and full of anxieties because of accepting the false presentation of Maya, Maya family. The family we maintain is created by Maya. It is the perverted reflection of the family of Krishna Loka. In Krishna Loka, there are also family, friends, society, father, mother, everything is there, but they are eternal. Here as we change bodies, our family relationships are also changing. Sometimes we are in family of human being, sometimes in family of demigods, sometimes a family of cats, or sometimes a family of dogs. Family, society, and friendship are flickering, and so they are called asat. It is said that as long as we are attached to this asat, temporary, non-next existing society and family, we are always full of anxiety. The materialistics do not know that the family, society, and friendship here in this material world are only shadows, and thus they become attached. Naturally, their hearts are also burning, but in spite of all inconveniences, they still work to maintain such a false families because they have no information of the real family association with Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, everybody. Jai.
Okay, so again, here it is a practical experience. It is said that it is easier to maintain a great empire than to maintain a small family. King may be maintaining, but as soon as he comes to his wife and children, then he does not have enough power to maintain the family. because he will be coming under the influence of wife. If wife says Bhru Vijnambena Kevalam, by the movements of eyebrows, she'll make any person into Yakaroti Padakrantan, to bring him down to her feet. So here, especially in these days, when the influence of Kali Yuga is so strong that everyone is harassed and full of anxieties. This is like a Mandaha Sumandamatayo Mandabhagyahu Upadrataha. Mandabhagya. So misfortune, misguided, and dull-minded. They are misdirected as well, and full of anxieties because of accepting the false presentation of Maya's family. The modern education is all you just read everything, go and read all the subjects, though it is not required. You pay money, you read it, and then you work hard. That is the material modern education. But whereas Krishna consciousness, do not worry about all those things. You learn basic things, just to some numbers, to know about your money and all those day-to-day transactions. Some numbers, some little mathematics. And for communication, the language is needed, that is required. To eat food, and you need to grow some food and maintain some cows for milk, which will nourish your brain cells. So that will be conducive for understanding the spiritual knowledge. So that way, that is what Krishna consciousness, live simple life. But here now modern education, so you go to the factories and work very hard. That is everything is of Maya. So the family we maintain is created by Maya. It is Maya, material energy, Lord's external energy. And it is perverted reflection of family in Krishna Loka. In Krishna Loka, everything, there is a relationship with Krishna. There are 5 kinds of rasas are there. 5 kinds of, one is Dasya rasa, Shanta rasa, Sakya rasa, Vashalya, Prema, or Madhura rasa. It's a very beautiful, I think there is a very nice one in the Goloka chart. We see there is rasas are explained very nicely there. And let me just a very quick one. So in this Goloka Vrindavan chart, so there it is described here coming down. This is the divisions of the rasas. So here, what we see here, the center one is the Madhurya rasa, where Krishna and Radharani with his associates, Ananda Chinmaya rasa prabhavitavihi tabhijayeva nijrupataya kalavihi golokayeva nivasati akilatma bhoto govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Krishna in his original form, the two-handed form, with all the gopis, and Krishna and Radharani, when assistants of all other gopis, when they are assisting with 64 artistic activities, rendering service unto Krishna for pleasure of Krishna. That is happening in the middle of this. This is the Madhurya rasa. And the Vashalya rasa is bit outer circle. And like Yashodharma, Nanda Maharaj, and Nanda Upanan, those are all, it comes under Vashalya rasa with the motherly parental affections. And further down, further outer layer is the Sakya rasa, the reddish one, reddish lotus petals. And then further, Dasya rasa is further outer circle, and Shanta rasa is further. These are all rasas exist in the Goloka. So it is described here, the divisions of Goloka here. But whereas in the Vaikuntha abode, there is, we would see only Dasya rasa is most prominent. Only Dasya Krishna, the Lord Narayana, he is the supreme personality of Godhead, and Mother Goddess of Fortune. They are the father and mother. So everyone renders service unto Lord Narayana. That is Vaikuntha. Whereas in Krishna Loka, which is on the topmost, there are all 5 rasas they're prominent. Madhuri Rasa is most sweeter, topmost. Okay, that's just bringing that one with all the rasas. So here in Krishna Loka, there are also family, friends, society, father and mother. It is described like Nakarhit Matparaha Shantarupe, Nakshantinomi Animsho Lady Hetihi. So this relationship with Krishna is never ever be lost. Nakshantinomi Animisho Lady Het Nakshanti. It will never be lost. Yesha Maham Priya Atma Sutasha Saka Guruhu Suhrudo Daiva Bishtam. Because the relationship is like Yesha Maham Priya Atma Sutasha Saka Guruhu Suhrudo Daiva Bishtam. All these relationships, they are permanent and eternal. As soon as that is what we develop here when we are in the human society, we develop establishing the relationship with Krishna, one particular relationship. And then as soon as we renounce this body, that relationship in the spiritual bodies, it will continue in the Krishna Loka. Again, how do we know? Here, the root is everything for the Vadgumulam. The root is in the Narupamasteha Tatopalabhyate. In the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, you do not find root in this material world for your material existence. It is in the spiritual world. Just example, in practical one example is the Jaya and Vijaya. Why they have come here and they are working like a demons here? But the root cause, it is in the spiritual world. It is not in the material world. So that Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. So here, everything, we need to go back to Godhead. That is our home. There we find all those reasons. So in Krishna Loka, there are also family, friends, society, father and mother. Everything is there, but they are eternal. So here as we change bodies, our family relationship also change. Sometimes we are in a family of human beings, sometimes in a family of demigods, sometimes a family of cats or sometimes a family of dogs. Family, society, and friendship are all flickering, and so they are called asat. These are all asat. These are all temporary. Anything which is material, jatasya hi dhruva mrityuho dhruvam dharma mritasya cha. Tasmad apariharyadhe nattam sochitum arhasi. Anything takes birth with the material body, it has to die. One should not have to lament. But Panditas, they will never ever lament for such kind of change. Asocharanvasochastum pradnavadam prabhashase. Gatasum agatasum cha nanusochanti panditaha. One should not lament for. Maybe first few days, there may be due to the relationship, one may cry for that. But actually, once we digest that one, the bodies are temporary, but souls are eternal. They have changed the body, that's all. But one gatasumsha na anusochanti panditaha. One should not lament for one who has left his body. That is panditaha, learned person. So it is said that as long as we attach it to this asset, temporary, non-existing society and family, we are always full of anxiety. Always full of anxiety. So the materialists do not know that the family, society, and friendships are in this material world are only shadows. This is again Vodhamolam Reshakam Ashwadham Prapuravim Chandam Sesya Parnani Estan Veda Sagedave. This is the shadow. The roots are in the spiritual world. But here we see only the shadow. And thus they become attached. Naturally, their hearts are always burning. But in spite of all inconvenience, they still work to maintain such false families because they have no information of the real family association with Krishna. Again, when we have got Krishna in the life, one feels that so much of happiness. Wherever we go, once that realization comes, and if he goes into the society and speak to anyone, he would see Krishna only. I am talking to another child of Krishna. Any other living being, it doesn't matter. So that is where we see real family association with Krishna. And also by that, even relationship within our family will be more affectionate and lovingly harmonious way we live, that we can practically see it. One has to simply tolerate without agitation of any activities of the family members. Simply tolerate and always chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Be patient. Titikshaya, Karunaya. Okay, so likewise, but living entities in this materials are absorbed in the mode of passion and ignorance. Even goodness also says, Krishna says, it is also entanglement here. One has friends in those three material modes of nature. Okay, so here, Sandahimana Sarvanga, Yesham Udvahanadina, Karoti Aviritam Mudho, Dhritadi Dhurasaya. So in such a way, he will engage in the sinful activities. This is Nidriya Hrite Naktum, Vyavayena Bhavaya, Diva Chabda Yahya Rajan, Kutumba Bharane Nava. So day and night he works. In the night times he just want to have a pleasure by the wife. Nidraya Hrite Naktam, and by sleeping. And in the daytime, all of the time he spent for working very hard, Kutumba Bharane Nava, to maintain the family. But one has, when as soon as he come in contact with Krishna and his devotees, the new family formed. Every day is a happiness. And every day Krishna Katha goes and discuss about topics of the Lord. One feels great happy. Parasparanu Kathanam, Pavanam Bhagavad Yashaha, Mitoratihi, Mitotushtihi, Nivrittihi, Mitatmanaha. Nivrittihi, Mitatmani. Very beautifully. Raimaccita Madhyata Prana Bodhayanta Parasparam Katayanta Shamam Nityam Tushyanti Cha Ramanti Cha. That is, life goes very happy. Sabha Jayanti Mama Purushan. Yo Anyonya Bhagavataha Prasidhya Sabha Jayanti Mama Purushani. Lord says, they do not want to merge with me or become one with me. They're always rendering service onto my feet, and then devotees come together. Yo Anyonyata Bhagavataha Prasidhya, with so much of cooperation. Sabha Jayante Mama Paurushani, and do bhajans and kirtans, and then discussing the topics of the Lord. Such a way they derive so much of happiness. So, but here Kapil Bhagwan is describing the adverse fruitive activities of a living entity who is entangled here. There I stop. This again going back to the beautiful picture, some of how this person is in anxiety, Sandahimana Sarvanga. If we go to the office, so many people are caught up, and again it comes home, again so many problems. And apart from that, maintaining the family and relations, it becomes headache, always burning with anxiety. Okay, the rest of I request dear devotees, if you have got any questions or you wanted to share anything or comment or reflect, kindly ask questions, kindly reflect or kindly comment. Hare Krishna. No questions? Brother Mataji, Saroj Mataji. Any questions, comments? Madhuri Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much. As usual, you give nice examples, and then nowadays you can, from AI, you can get all these beautiful pictures, so that when you have these pictures, it's more prominent and we understand better. Thank you for that. When the readers were reading, I was thinking about Dhritarashtra. When the verse comes where they have they're coughing and they don't want to leave, and it's like the view of Dhritarashtra coming to mind, how he was just living in the palace and didn't want to leave. until Vidura came and took him away. And that was a very nice one. Also, I was thinking about Indra's position from King of Heaven. He wouldn't leave his family, his big family, to go when Lord Brahma requested him. So a question always arises in my head. I know it may be irrelevant, but I would like to know when in Srimad Bhagavatam, everywhere we see, it just talk about the man. The man is always working hard. The man is always going through hardship and anxiety and all. What about the woman then? They also have their share, right, Prabhuji? They carry children, they do the chores, and nowadays they are working, and the load is heavier than the man. Still, they are very calm because of the children.
Yes,
Right?
very
Please.
beautiful.
Right. Thank you. I'm sorry if it's out of subject.
Yes, Mataji, that is very right question, Mataji. Actually, for body, it is woman body, but actually the living entity in the woman body is Purusha, Puman. But here body is men body, but inside the living entity, he is Purusha. Purusha is the same quality. All the souls, whoever have got tendency to enjoy, they are all called Purusha, Puman, or men. But whenever it goes, but that is actual living entity. Whenever it comes into the material nature, covered by the frame of woman body, frame of man body, that is it on the material platform. When it's dress, that is dress. But actually, the soul is Purushaha Prakrustopi Bhunte Praptijan Gunan Karanam Gunasangasya Sad Asad Jhoni Janmasu. The living entity is it does not have a man or woman. It can occupy a man dress or a woman dress, but living entity is called Purusha because he is also part and parcel of Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. But still, there is a discrimination, right? We are being discriminated all the time.
So, but here, in another way, Purusha is on the spiritual level to be enjoyed, the material body. For example, my body is enjoyed by, I am enjoying this body. So, I call it as a Purusha. If I wanted to enjoy something else, that will become a Prakriti. And this body is a Prakriti, I am a Purusha. So, this is again, Yathavittacha Putracha, Yathavittacha Putracha, पृथक् मत्यः प्रतीयते अपि आत्मत्वेन अभिमता देहादेः पुरुषस्तथा देहादेः पुरुषस्तथा again in the 28th chapter there Kapil Bhagavan describes dehapatya kalatradishu. It is given those examples, but purusha means enjoyer. Even the occupying woman body, occupying woman body, that living entity is also Purusha. So you are also Purusha because you have occupied and you are trying to enjoy the female body. So that is here it is described here. This one. Yata putracha vittacha pratakmatyah pratiyete api atmatven abhimata dehadehe purushastha. Because of great affection for family and wealth, one accepts a son and some money as his own, and due to affection for the material body, one thinks that it is his. But actually, one can understand that his family and wealth are different from him. The liberated soul can understand that he and his body are not the same. Prabhupada, it is mentioned there is no gender specific for the soul. It is occupying either a woman body or a man body. Those woman body and man body both are belong to Prakriti, and the soul is the Purusha. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Is that
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Sorry, someone has raised their hand.
Namaste. Go ahead, Mataji, please.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
I'm still trying to understand the difference between covering and throwing energies. So covering.
Would you like to read this paragraph, Mataji? This one, this entire paragraph, please.
Okay. Persons with a poor fund of knowledge become illusioned, and therefore the so-called scientists, physiologists, empiric philosophers, etc., become dazzled by the glaring reflection of the sun, moon, electricity, etc., and deny the existence of the Supreme Lord, putting forward theories and different speculations about the creation, maintenance, and annihilation of everything material. The medical practitioner may deny the existence of the soul in the psychological bodily construction of an individual person, but he cannot give life to a dead body, even though the mechanisms of the body exist even after death. The psychologist makes a serious study of the psychological condition of the brain, as if the construction of the cerebral lump were the machine of the functioning mind, but in the dead body, the psychologist cannot bring back the function of the mind. This scientific studies of the cosmic manifestation or the bodily construction, independent of the Supreme Lord, are different, reflective, intellectual gymnastics only. But at the end, they are all illusion and nothing more. All such advancement of science and knowledge in the present context of material civilization is but an action of the covering influence of the illusory energy. The illusory energy has two phases of existence, namely the covering influence and throwing influence. By the throwing influence, the illusory energy throws the living entities into darkness of ignorance, and by the covering influence, she covers the eyes of men with a poor fund of knowledge about the existence of the Supreme Person who enlightened the Supreme Individual Living Being Brahma. Do you want to finish or stop there? So Prabhuji, what I was trying to say was that, thank you for this, but the example where you talked about maybe a devotee might have been going to temple for years, doing the service, but then not come into close contact with Krishna as such. So that would be a covering energy. Would that be?
Yes, so it is the conviction has not yet
Conviction hasn't come. But what about family members or anyone who is always in association with devotees, but yet they are not, they still don't accept Krishna. So would that be covering, or would that be would that be the throwing?
So that is covering illusion. In the same family, devotee is there. One devotee is there, other are not devotees. What happens? So devotee has got realized and other people not realized because Krishna makes them. Because if according to their journey within the heart, sometimes one person may be progressing further, he needs support as well sometimes. And unless there is a covering energy, they cannot work or support. Sometimes it is an opportunity for them. At the same time, this covering illusion energy. If everyone are enlightened, they don't work too much hard work. They don't go outside and work, do jobs and all this stuff. But such kind of families, they exist like in the one Grihastha the Sanchaya, Vata, Salina, Siloncha, again in the Vanaprastha Dharma, there is a Vaikarnasa and a Penapa, those are the four categories are there. because it is a simple life. Both are a family in the family, husband, wife, and children. They realize that the supreme or the transcendent knowledge, they live in a simple life. But in ordinary conditions, we see the one person is enlightened, other person, sorry, it is taking time for them. It is covering the illusion energy. Again, in order to support the main purpose, Lord would have got a different plan that may not be revealed immediately, but one has to tolerate slowly, patiently. One would see the bigger picture in the later life.
Yes, I understand, Prabhuji, and in fact, I now understand as well that it would be throwing, because indirectly they are supporting as well,
Yes.
to allow the other person to do whatever they
Yes.
want to do to progress. So even though they themselves are not there, they are allowing. But the throwing would be completely, so covering, there would be some sort of hope for them, yes, that they may eventually may come. But throwing is a little bit maybe too far-fetched, or like maybe a bit difficult for the person under throwing influence.
Yes, Mataji. So they would not find the Krishna consciousness nearby. They'll be far. So in this paragraph, this is very big shloka. Yat pratiyetana pratiyet jatmani yad vijjhat atmano mayam yata bhase tatama. There are many of our acharyas give commentaries on this one. This is Chaturshloki Bhagavata 2.934.
Okay, Prabhuji will read that. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Any other questions today, devotees?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, one. Thank you for such a wonderful class, Prabhuji. Actually, I was wanted to ask the same question, and you already answered for Jai Mataji's question, because we came into Krishna consciousness very late, and obviously, since we were not in Krishna consciousness, it is more about just material life. So what we taught our kids, I mean, even the kid, I have only one son, but whatever we learned, that's what we taught our son as well. But now that realization is like, oh, this material, they don't need to work so hard and all that. But now it's so hard to teach them this, whatever we are the realizations that we have now. So I wanted to ask you how should I deal with this now, with that. I know that we since childhood we did not teach him that I mean, in materially, yes, the right things, but spiritually, even though we used to go to temple all the time, but it was a different temple. But no, the thing is, we did not teach him the real what Srila Prabhupada is teaching now, because it's the depth of knowledge of Srila Prabhupada and what he has written, and how now listening to all the devotees, like Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita classes, now, our realization has changed completely. Now it is so hard to bring them on the same platform. So I was thinking about that itself, and you answered in the Jai Mataji's question. So I mean, so we have to just wait. And yeah, yes, Prabhuji, please say something.
Yes, Mataji. So until once they get married and children, then they become practically really realize that one. So this is
Yes.
it happens to me as well. So before marriage, I was thinking like I know everything, and I can manage anything. I was thinking that one, but once we enter into the marriage and relationship and having children, I want to do one thing in a right way, which is right according to the Shastra. But opposite partner, they have a different opinion about it. That is where it would start, because until that point, the material energy, it makes the living entity settle down, come to the proper position, and then the cinema will play. Once they sit in the chairs, then cinema. Like, so, but until that point, we need to give love and then nice prasadam, and then if they're inclined to learn Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, that is good. Otherwise, we give prasadam and love. And then sometimes we say about our devotees, and here we did, and we went there, we sang and danced like that. But in due course of time, they will come, because once they see the bitter angle of the material nature, they realize that slowly they will come. But everyone will have to they have to go through that phase.
Yes, Prabhuji. Also, Induleka Mataji mentioned about the women nowadays, they are taking up too much, which is 100% true, because I also worked, and I know it was so hard, because it was like working at home as well as working outside. It's like 24-hour job. So, and taking care of my son and taking him to classes and everything. It was just overwhelming, obviously. And now, but the thing is, now my son and my daughter-in-law, they want to live a little bit of a luxurious life. So what they do, they are working hard. I feel like you can live simple and you can be more happy, but that message is not going through their brains. I mean, through their heart or mind, I can say. Yes.
Yes.
So it's hard.
It's my message is
Yes.
already gone by practical.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for such a wonderful session. Induleka Mataji, want to say something?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. We have conditioned them. Now
Yes.
it's time to uncondition them, and it's harder than conditioning them, because we have told them that yesterday. What did I say in that sangha? What did I say?
Yes.
This thing, Om Jai Jagadish Hare, at the end. And what did I tell them? You are telling, Tan Man Dhan Sab Hai Tera. So give. You bought a house. Give the house. Give your body. Give your mind. Give your word to the Lord. That's why I wanted to bring out to them. That's why you see, every now and then I'll just bring something out. Every now and then I'll just let them put that conscious in their head that whatever they are saying, they are doing, it's wrong. Get it right. You know, so slowly, they will understand. So if you push, they may find it too hard and they may just drop everything, right?
Correct.
They may go farther than what you expect. So just for now, just keep quiet. As Prabhuji has said, they're already in the Grihastha ashram. Let them have children. Then they will understand. They will understand. And by your service to the Lord, they will come on the right path. Just we need to have patience, Mataji. It's the same everywhere. You know, we don't push. We just keep prasadam. We just talk nicely, and here you go, right? Find something. Like yesterday was Nirjala Ekadashi. I told my daughter and son-in-law, you read Bhagavad Gita chapter 13, and then you do chanting, and then you do your arti. They did, but not all the time. When they are tired or when they are frustrated at work or whatever, I don't bother them. I just keep quiet, and they know they have to do it. They will do it. Just wait for that moment when they are put the first step on the path. Everything will be okay. I know you worry a lot about your son. I know that.
Thank you, Mataji. No, this guidance, yes, Mataji, the guidance, I need the guidance, and it'll help me as well as my and then their generation, next generation. So this is what I want. Thank you, Mataji, and thank you, Prabhuji. Such a wonderful class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hello, Gayatri Mataji. I'm sailing on the same boat like you. I've got 2 kids. As you said, I didn't raise them with Krishna conscious, but now I'm just praying to Krishna every single day to bring them to his path to do the service. And I just give prasadam and I'm just waiting. There will be one day. I came into this like my dad was a devotee when he was 50 years old, but for me, it took this many years. So I am sure that our kids will follow it. Trust me.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hari Bol. Yes,
Hari
thank you.
Bol. Thank you, Prabhuji. It was lovely.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. So here we are. How fast? Is all happy? No questions, no comments. Then we shall conclude our session for tonight.
There's one question.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, Mataji.
There's one question, Prabhuji. Sorry, Jaya Mataji. You said that even Krishna Lok has families, mother, father, kids, and like Bullock.
Yes.
So how it? So it's like only in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, we know that Krishna was born to Yashoda as a mother and brought up by. But is that true in Krishna Lok as well? As a true replicant, like he has mother, father.
Yes, in the Krishna Loka, there is a father, mother, and all the family. It's not the birth is the living entities are eternal. Everyone are occupying their eternal bodies.
Okay, eternal body.
Yeah, there is no birth or death.
Okay.
But families are all existing there. In the Brahma Samhita, if we go and there is very beautiful 37 shloka there. It describes more 64 artistic activities that Krishna enjoys. And most of the things there is Yam Krodha Kama, Yam Krodha Kama, Sahaja Pranayadi Bhiti, Vashalya Moha Guru Gaurava Sevya Bhavaihi, Sanchinchadasya Sadrusim Tanumapurete, Govindamadi Purusham, Tamaham Bhajami. These are all the relationships. Yam Krodha Kama Sahaja Pranayadi Bhiti, Vashalya Moha Guru Gaurava Sevi Bhavaihi. So these are all different kinds of relationship with Krishna. There also Krodha is also there, but that is in loving relationship with Krishna only.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. It's awesome class.
Yam Krodha Kama Sahaja Pranayadi Bhiti. So there the meditators of whom by meditating upon him under sphere of wrath, amorous passion, natural friendly love, fear, parental affection, delusion, reverence, and willing service attain to bodily forms befitting the nature of their contemplation. If we have got contemplation, nature of their contemplation, then you have got all these relationships. Whatever you want, relationship you wanted to have, that one is here in this world we practice. As soon as we go back to the Godhead, there we continue that one.
Same. Oh, thank you, Prabhuji.
This verse, Mataji, Brahma Samhita, 55 shloka.
55 shloka. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Jai Mataji.
Oh, no, sorry. I just wanted to say, shall we say 3 loud Hari Bols to Prabhuji? Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Hari
Bol.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Shriji Kishori Mataji as well. Thank
you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nice class.
Thank you, Mataji.
Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo
Namo
Murti
Namaha.
Vaishnavrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji,
Hare
for the
Krishna.
nice.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.